You already know you want to do this. You've watched the videos, you've done the research, you know copywriting is a skill you want to build. But every single day you wake up, you go to work, you come home exhausted, and just like that, your whole day is gone. Wait, weren't you supposed to start doing that copywriting thing today? And then the guilt sets in, the I'll start on Monday empty promises to yourself, or the maybe this isn't right for me self-sabotaging thoughts. I get it, I have heard them all, and here's what I want you to understand. The problem isn't your schedule. The problem is that every single piece of freaking content on the internet about starting a copywriting career was written for someone who has unlimited time, and you don't. I get it, and I got you. We are going to fix that today. I'm Alex, and in this video, I am not going to give you a generic blueprint. I'm going to give you the exact hour-by-hour breakdown for building a real copywriting career around a very full life, which is exactly how most of my successful students did it. And make sure you stick around until the end of this video, because I will be giving you my free guide to help you turn your words into income. I am telling you, you guys, this guide is massive and has way more information than I could ever include in a 10-minute YouTube video. So you will definitely want to grab your free copy of this guide at the end of this video. Stay tuned for that. Now let's dive in. Before we get to the step-by-step, hour-by-hour breakdown, I want to address a lie that is probably keeping you stuck. It is this, that you need a really big chunk of time to build something real and meaningful. And look, I totally get why you believe that. A lot of the how to start copywriting videos out there show you someone who quit their job, went all in, and made like $10,000 in their first month. Good for them. And yes, those people do exist in my community too. It is possible, but they are often the exception, not the rule. And honestly, it's not even close to the most common way that I've seen copywriters and freelancers get started in the copy posse. The most common stories are from people who really started in the margins of a full and busy life. I'm talking early mornings before work, during lunch break, or late nights after the kids go to bed, just one focused hour at a time. And I'll tell you another secret, one focused hour beats 3 distracted hours every single time. So here's exactly how to do it, broken up into 5 distinct phases. Phase 1, learn the fundamentals. This is week 1 to 2, and your daily hour is simply to study and write. This is where everything starts, my friends, and I want to be really honest with you here. This phase is not glamorous. You are not making money yet. You are not posting on LinkedIn about your new copywriting career yet. You are in the trenches, sitting down every single day and actually learning the craft. Now, here's exactly what one focused hour looks like at this phase of your business. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, these are your study days. Spend 20 minutes watching a tutorial or reading a chapter of a copywriting book. Notice I said 1, not 5. Too much information all at once is overwhelming and can actually slow you down. Then spend 40 minutes writing a practice piece based on what you just learned, and do it immediately. It could be an ad or an email or a set of headlines, right? Something short and sweet. Tuesday and Thursday, those are your actual writing days. You're going to spend more time writing. Spend the full hour each day writing, no studying, no researching, just writing. Fine tune that email, write a few more ads or maybe a landing page. And then on the weekend, for only one day only, spend 1 hour reviewing what you wrote this week. Pick your best piece and save it. That's it. 5 to 6 hours a week. That is all you need to get started. And by the way, that is less time than most people spend doom scrolling on a Tuesday. The rule here is simple. Do not move to phase 2 until you have written at least 3 pieces that you're genuinely proud of. Not perfect, just proud of. Now, this phase is all about building the muscle, because here's what I always say. Creativity is a muscle. Writing is a muscle. And just like you can't show up once at the gym and expect a 6-pack, you cannot write 1 email and call yourself a copywriter. And the best news ever, you guys, my YouTube channel literally has hundreds of free tutorials to help you get started learning copywriting. And if you want the fast track, a structured step-by-step path that takes you from complete beginner to client ready with an amazing portfolio, that is exactly what my 8-week copywriting coaching program, the Copy Posse Launchpad, is designed to do. And you can learn more about that. I will pop a link in the description box below. All right, let's move on to phase 2. Build your portfolio. This should be weeks 3 to 5, where your daily hour is focused on on creating your portfolio assets. So here's the thing that nobody tells you when you're starting out. You do not need clients to build your portfolio, but you do need to build a portfolio in order to get clients. And before you panic, no, you don't have to have paid experience or work with real businesses in order to build your portfolio. A portfolio is simply a collection of your best work that shows potential clients your skills, whether that's writing a great hook or telling a story or crafting an ad or a video script, something like that. And writing samples or mock copy, which by the way, you just spent the last 2 weeks practicing when you were writing every day, is more than enough to get started with. This is essential for building a copywriting career because 99.9% of clients won't even consider hiring you if you do not have a portfolio. But here is where most new copywriters go completely wrong and turn themselves inside out stressing. They throw everything they've ever freaking written into a Google Drive folder and they call it a portfolio. I'm talking about like tons of random blog posts or emails or captions that they wrote for their cousin's bakery, all jumbled together with no rhyme or reason to it. That is not a portfolio. That is a hot ass mess. Listen, your dream clients are busy people. They will maybe, if you're lucky, spend 10 minutes looking at your work before they decide if they want to move forward with the next step. And if they open up your portfolio and have no idea what they're looking at, or honestly, it's too overwhelming and there's too much stuff in there, they're not going to spend their time trying to figure it out. They are going to move on to the next candidate. You need to make a powerful and simple first impression with your portfolio. And you don't just do that by showcasing every tiny little thing you've ever written. More is not better in this case. You do it by showcasing a small number of strategic, high-quality assets that show your future clients that you understand how marketing and copywriting works. Think a welcome email sequence or a landing page or a social media post or an ad. Ideally, all for the same brand. And this is actually one of the things that makes the Launchpad program so different from any other copywriting course out there, because I do not just teach you how to write copy, I show you how all of these assets work together in a marketing funnel, and then I help you build and display your portfolio in a way that really wows future clients. All right, then you're ready to move on to phase 3, land your first client. That is weeks 5 to 7, and your daily hour is simple: outreach. So your starter portfolio is ready. Now what? Well, now you go find your first client, my friend. And yes, you are ready. And this is where most time-strapped people completely derail themselves. They try to be everywhere all at once. LinkedIn and Instagram and Upwork and cold emails and networking events and all of it. Just stop. You only have 1 freaking hour a day. You cannot do all of that. And trying to do all of it will guarantee that you do none of it well. So here is your 1 hour a day outreach system. From Monday to Friday, every single day, you are going to spend the first 20 minutes finding 3 new potential clients. And I recommend using a platform like Upwork, where you already know these people are hiring for your skill set, rather than wasting time on cold outreach, where, I hate to break it to you, but the average response rate is 1 to 5%. Then you're going to spend 30 minutes writing and personalizing 2 applications, not templated trigger applications, personalized. And then the last 10 minutes of your hour, you are going to follow up on previous applications. Look these companies up on Instagram or LinkedIn, send a follow-up email or DM, really go the extra mile. That is 10 applications a week, which is about 40 applications a month. And you only need 1 to say yes. Now, if you have some extra time in the week, you can try reaching out to friends and acquaintances to ask for referrals. This is another warm outreach approach that works way freaking better than cold outreach. Take Tracy, for example, one of my students. She reached out to an acquaintance, just 1 message, and that person immediately asked for dates and times to hop on a Zoom call about her services. Or Lara, who commented on a LinkedIn post from a local agency owner. That 1 comment turned into a coffee chat, and the agency owner asked for her day rate and her portfolio on the spot. And Rimsha, who noticed a massive difference between sending outreach messages out of desperation versus sending a personal message to a business you genuinely love and want to see grow. This is what happens when you show up and consistently plant seeds. Do this until you land your very first client, and then yay, move on to phase 4, over-deliver and get testimonials. This is weeks 7 to 10, and your daily hour is simply client work and relationship building. So you have landed your first client. Amazing. Now your only job is to absolutely blow them away with how cool you are. I know, right? Repeat after me. Over-deliver, over-deliver, over-deliver. Because here is what nobody talks about enough. Your first client isn't just your first paycheck. They are your first opportunity for a case study, for a testimonial, and for a referral later. So deliver exceptional work. Ask for feedback, improve, right? And then when they're happy, ask for a testimonial. Then ask if they know anyone who could use your help and send you a referral. And here's where things really start to get interesting. Once you've worked with a few clients and you have a few projects under your belt, you start to realize something that completely changes the game. It takes the same amount of effort to close a $500 client as it does a $5,000 client. The same outreach, the same calls, the same onboarding steps. So why not put more effort into offering additional services to the same client? That way you're spending less time finding new clients and more time leveling up. Sean, one of my students, turned a 600-pound client into a 6,000-pound client simply by listening to what they actually needed and offering a full marketing funnel instead of just the landing page they asked for. And Greta, who landed a $2,000 a month retainer with a communications agency, handling LinkedIn strategy and copy for them and their clients because she showed up, she did the work, and she positioned herself as a strategic partner, not just a copywriter. And that is how you climb the ladder, not by working more hours, but by increasing the value you provide to the best clients. All right, let's move to phase number 5, build momentum and raise your rates. This is month 3 and beyond. Your daily hour here is simply systems and scaling. By this point, you are not just a copywriter, you are running a real service-based business. And this is where systems become absolutely everything. Because at some point, your ceiling is no longer your skill, it is your time. So here are 3 systems that you will put into place once you get to this phase. A discovery system, so that new clients can easily find you. A client attraction system, so you're constantly building your pipeline of potential clients. And an onboarding system, so that every new client goes through the same experience and it is really streamlined. And here's what a realistic income timeline could look like for you if you follow this blueprint and stay consistent. Month 1 to 2, you are learning and building, probably not making a single dollar yet, and that is totally okay. Month 3, you land your first client, maybe $500 or $1,000. By month 4, with consistent outreach, $2,000 to $3,000 is realistic. By month 6, with good systems and client retention, $5,000 is absolutely possible. And by month 12, $10,000 a month is within reach if you do not give up. Like Samantha, who started with the Launchpad, stayed consistent, and is now earning $5,000 a month with just 2 clients. Or Liz, who is earning 3 times more than she was the previous year and was finally able to take her family on a proper holiday. Michael landed a full-time role with a 7-figure business operating in over 80 countries through cold outreach alone. Now, these aren't unicorn stories. These are real people who showed up every single day, took consistent action, and built their dream copywriting businesses from home from scratch. But we have to talk about mindset real quick because none of this blueprint works without it. Here's the thing about building something in just 1 hour a day. It will feel invisible for a long time. You won't see results after 1 week, probably not after week 3. And that is the exact moment that most people quit and give up, right before it starts working, right before that first client says yes. Those first few weeks will feel hard, maybe even pointless. But here is what is actually happening. You are building a skill, a habit. You are building proof that you can show up for yourself even when life is loud and busy and exhausting. And one day, usually when you least expect it, someone will say yes. And then someone says yes again, and suddenly those invisible hours start to compound into something real. Building a copywriting career or business is not a sprint. Honestly, it's not even a marathon. It is just simple practice, like going to the gym or learning to play a new instrument. You don't do it all at once and then arrive one day. You do it every day, and then you wake up one day and realize, holy shit, I am freaking doing it, and I am living the life I once thought I never could. Tara, one of my students, shared something that really stuck with me. She said she'd been paralyzed for months, too scared to take action. And then one day, She just did it. She didn't land $1 million client, but she took action and she called it a win because she realized the only thing that was holding her back had been herself and her mindset. So there you have it, the exact blueprint I would follow to start a copywriting career from scratch in 2026 if I only had 1 freaking hour a day. So if you are just getting started and want a structured path to go from complete beginner to landing your first client, grab a copy of my free beginner's guide to copywriting. I am telling you, this guide has everything from defining what copywriting actually is today in 2026 to a step-by-step roadmap to get started to a massive list of top paying niches and so much more. You can get this by scanning the QR code or by clicking the link in the description box below. And if you found this video at all helpful, drop me a comment below and tell me which phase you are at right now. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. Before you go, if you like that video, make sure to check out this one next. Need a professional copywriting portfolio ASAP so you can attract more clients and land higher paying gigs? Keep watching for a step-by-step tutorial as I show you exactly how to build an irresistible portfolio in 30 minutes or less.